Everybody, it's Big Boy. We'll talk a little bit here. I'm gonna show y'all my loadout. Y'all may think I'm crazy for the amount of stuff I carry on there, but I've used most of it, and the rest of it I have hopefully don't ever have the opportunity to use. So before we get into that, there's two things I want to mention to you. Well, really, it's all about safety. Hey, cat, ham radio cat. Uh, don't matter if you're young or you're my age hunting or whatever, if you hunt by yourself especially, tell somebody where you go. By all means, and make sure whoever you tell knows where you're at, that they go to the area you're in. Um, take a cell phone with you. Much as I hate having to carry a cell phone hunting, put it on silent, take it with you, because most places now you got coverage. And if you're by yourself, young and old, you get in a bind, that might save your butt. I did this. There's three main large properties I coyote hunt, and one day I happened to have my dad and my wife in the car with me. I said, okay, let me show y'all something. I drove out to the first property. It's 500 acres. I said, this is English. If I tell you I'm hunting at English, this is the property I'm on. This is where my truck will be parked. All right, so we drove down the road to 350 acre property. I said, if I tell you I'm hunting at Hurricane, this is one of the two places I'll be parked. I'll either be parked here, and I drove around to the other gate, or I'll be parked here. I drove out South Annona to a 750 acre spot, and I said, if I tell you I'm hunting Annona, this is where I'll be. Go through this gate, and my truck will be up there on the hill. So this gives you a starting point wherever I'm at. Two good examples of that. Both of these friends of mine that I know. One of them, back in my late 20s, worked with this guy at the plant, big bow hunter, lived in Arkansas. Pre-cell phone days. And he said when he was hunting that day, nobody knew where he was at. He's hunting up in the mountains of Arkansas, turkey hunting with a bow, leaned out over a outcropping of rocks over a valley, shooting at a turkey, and the rocks gave way, and he fell down the side of a cliff. When he got to the bottom, he had broke a leg. I think he might even have compound fractured it. Either way, he couldn't move. Nobody knew where he's at. He's in the bottom of a valley. He said he hollered for about 6 hours, and finally a turkey hunter found him that was using one of those big ears turkey hunting, which was an amplified listening device. And it took him 6 hours to walk across that valley and find him, and it took about another 6 hours to get EMS and rescue up there to get him out. So he liked to died there. And the other one, and Colonel I was in reserve with, and he may comment on here if I don't get this story right. Back in the early 90s, when cell phones were just getting started, and I don't know if he had a cell phone with him or not, he got to fight in a deer stand with a wasp nest. And I can't remember if he jumped out to get away from the wasp or fell out. When he hit the ground, he broke, I think, one or both of my lower bones in the lower part of one leg. And he crawled out to his truck about a mile before he got help. So it don't hurt to make sure you got your phone and somebody knows where you're at. So I'm going to show y'all my loadout now. I'm using a Marine Corps surplus. Let me back up here a little bit. Call it a salt pack. I got a lot of crap tied on here, and I'll explain all of it as we go. This side here is standard Air Force issue air crew survival knife. Actually, I've used that pommel right there to clear a jam on a rifle at one time. Alright, this, I don't know if I'm seeing all this good or not. Let me back up a little more. This pouch here, I bought a assortment of these Molly pouches one time. This one here has got compass, a little cheap compass right there in it. It also carries my extra ammo. Front half, extra 10 round mag ammo for AR, extra box of buckshot, back half, ammo wallet, 22 250 rounds in it. This is Thermacell. leave it on there. Good trade-off for scent cone versus mosquitoes. Me and that pro staff hunter buddy of mine talked about this. He said he'd take the trade-off on the Thermacell over swatting flies any day of the week. This just a standard Alice Clip military issue individual first aid kit. This just an extra pouch I had. I just clipped it on there with an extra first aid pouch in it. Wristwatch I leave tied on here. This was I believe a high capacity mag pouch, but I use it to keep a flashlight in. Alright, this pouch here, front half, got my gloves and my head net. Back half has got some extra. This pouch here has got sting kill, an extra bandage, and a snake bite kit. Why I don't know why I have it in there, because I'll probably poop myself to death if that ever happens. Then multi-tool and some extra wipes to wipe a gun down in case it gets wet. Here, standard mole attachment, military canteen. I've got a piece of mouth call here and a couple extra butane bottles here for the Thermacell. I'm trying this out. Bought a pair of binoculars. I don't know if it's going to stay on or not, but right now that's what's on there. Well, this particular pouch has got two compartments packed. Front half here, I keep some cover scent. This one's about empty. I keep a pair of these black rubber gloves. I really don't like to handle a bloody cow bare-handed. And that's all that's in the front pouch. Alright. In the main compartment here is where I put my call and my decoy. Down in the bottom, self-explanatory. Anybody that goes hunting in the woods needs to carry toilet paper with you. A spare head net if I'm hunting with somebody that don't have one. And that's, I think, everything in that pouch. In this back pouch, selfie stick, gotta take pictures. This is just a loop chain I use when I weigh the coyotes. A set of mouth calls if I ever decide to use them, get out there and have a malfunction on the lane calls, I don't have to quit hunting. My scales that I weigh the cows with, and extra tail head for the decoy, and extra magnetic tail for the decoy, and some brake lights, Siloon brake lights, and some wire ties. The reason I carry them, I don't night hunt much, but I have night hunted on that first 500-acre place in English. It's laid out kind of weird, and the one break in the creek to go from front half to back half is hard to find at night, or it is for me. And I said next time I go out there, I'm just going to hang one of them up when I go across, that way when I'm coming back I can find it. You'll notice I always put everything back in the exact same place. And the reason for that, that's just from my military days. When you're out there in the dark, you can find it without having to turn a light on or anything like that. A lot of y'all may think that's overkill, but I've used most of the stuff in there, and the rest of the stuff, hopefully the first aid stuff, I'll never have to use. But teach a kid basic land nav. Get them a compass, and I don't mean let them put that compass app on their phone. I've had that. I don't trust that. It may work fine, but a real compass will always work, and they're not that expensive. Get them a little old compass, teach them to use it, and just teach them basic skills on how to get out of someplace if they get in there and get lost, and if they get lost, what to do. The best thing, if they realize they're lost and they can't find their way out, is stay in one spot and try to, build a fire or something if they can. But main thing is give them some skills in that area there. And taking a kid predator hunting, like I've said before, if you take one predator hunting, you're not going to have to make them set that long and still keep them interested in it. All right, well, I had a few people ask me about my loadout, and that's it. So, we'll do some hunting later on in the week. Maybe we'll have some successful hunts we can show you in a video then. I appreciate everybody who likes this. Anybody's got a suggestion, tell me. I appreciate it. It's Big Boy. Adios.